had to be addressed, and it's great to see that the public was overwhelmingly in favor of addressing the situation, and now we have to do what we can in the most cost-effective manner to relocate the police department so that they can function to meet our needs, and also minimize the cost to the town in doing so. So if we could rack our brains a little bit and come up with some ideas, and I know the administration is already working on it. And Mr. Streitmeyer is vice chairman of the police station building committee.
Last regular scheduled meeting, you asked me about our meeting times, which we weren't able to do until we got our final results from the architect, which, by the way, we met last Tuesday, and no problem whatsoever putting that building up in place.
The borings came back.
Boring came back.
Pretty good, yeah.
Very good. The meetings, in case you're interested, are going to be meeting on the 29th, and then that's a Tuesday, and then 2 weeks after that on a Tuesday, and 2 weeks after that on a Tuesday. All three of those meetings will be attended by the architect, go over the various things.
Okay, and you will be meeting in town hall?
In town hall.
They'll be posted anyway.
And we are asking you to appoint.
I will be appointing a liaison by our next meeting. Well, the chair will make the recommendation. I will make the appointments for the next meeting, hopefully. Yeah, Mr. Romeo, you had
On behalf of the Historic District Commission, we're very concerned and very interested in what's going on, but we have not had a formal meeting with the building committee. And we, as far as I know, to this point, haven't had any communication. So this is really crucial before those plans get cast in stone, because they could be nixed.
Well, the first
So I think for all parties involved, it's really important to communicate.
we don't disagree. I don't think anybody disagrees, but I think the first critical answer that we needed, first question we needed answered, which is critical, was how those borings were going to come back in relation to, how close to China we had to dig in order to support that building. And fortunately, the news apparently has come back pretty favorable. We only got to go halfway to China, instead of all the way. No, they came back very favorable, so the minimal expense and cost over the anticipated cost.
If we couldn't put the building there, so
Right.
we have plans.
So now,
with you folks.
so now going forward, I'm sure the parties, and then again,
I think our point is that we just don't want it to come in all done and expected to be approved. We need to be part of the process.
We understand that. We have no expectations of doing anything but that.
And,
Your committee is mentioned every time we meet.
warmly
Like a
and
cloud
affectionately
hanging over your
mentioned.
head.
No, we do. We're going to put up something there, even though it's not a historical building that's there. We know it's in the district, and we intend to, go work with it.
I also see a couple of water commissioners here, Mr. Parthia, Mr. Pork. You have a vacancy?
We do. We have a vacancy for an alternate member.
Okay, vacancy for an alternate member on the Water Commission. And again, anybody who's interested in serving on that, again, your services would be greatly appreciated. Again, coordinated through the town administrator's office. And the board appoints the water commissioners. So, any other matters, Mr. Parthia, that you?
No, we were in town hall tonight. We went out and toured some of the water tower sites, looked at the painting of the Tower Hill site. We went to the Moose Hill site, and we also went up around the proposed third tower site. It was warm weather. We haven't been able to get out there, so we went out with Mark Clark, toured those sites. One thing, too, that we did talk about briefly tonight was some confusion with the watering. I believe in the paper something was listed wrong, and we had talked about that the even and odd regulation that we have at town meeting is in effect, but it's not limited to certain hours at this time. Please just remind people that it's been a very dry spring, and I know people are out there watering, and just to use it sparingly, because everyone's starting to, these are going to be the peak months, and so that's something that people should consider.
Great, thank you very much.
And we welcome our 2 new members here. We haven't had
Good
a
luck.
chance to see.
Good luck.
Good luck.
They say that and laugh.
Yeah.
A lot of people have done that.
Boy, you didn't know.
We've been
you
around.
had it. All right, thank you very much. Again, the other thing was read with interest in the newspaper that the police department received one of those speed monitor, whatever they call trailers, that at one point, I know the board said, not at this time, not that, it was donated by a developer, and I guess it was an attachment to the development plan up at, off of Marblehead Street.
No, that was Valley Road.
That was Valley Road?
Valley Road off Central.
Valley Road off Central Street. And with Mrs. Romeo here on the Planning Commission. One of the things that I'd like to see done, and you could speak to this far better than I can, because you're the ones who negotiate with the developers in relation to, whether to go to the sidewalk fund, things of that nature, but I would hope that the prioritization of whatever we receive from these developers are part of some sort of an overall plan that we're looking to do, because, I, for one, would not necessarily have prioritized that as being thing. If the developer says, well, this is what I want to give, and they're going to do that, but we're going to require X number of dollars to be spent for off-site improvements, I would think that there are other things that we maybe could have spent it on.
Could I clarify
Yes,
that
please.
for you? There was a little error in that article that you found in the paper. There was a $20,000 donation to the sidewalk fund from that developer, and the traffic monitor trailer was an extra because we had great concerns about the speeds on Central Street and the lack of sidewalks. So that was a twofold gift. We felt it was something the town needed because it had been refused, and so we went ahead with the $20,000 to the sidewalk fund, plus the traffic trailer monitor.
Fine. I spoke with the administrator. I would just hope that the administration would be more in the loop prior to the final decisions on the negotiations with developers, so that if there is, and there is somewhat of a prioritization of things as far as needs go, the efforts could be coordinated, that's all.
Generally, we do try to keep in touch with Mr. Hanlon regarding on-site improvements, so that it is within town hall.
But that's great. And that was just my only comment, is that I would hope that the town administrator would be more in the loop. The other thing, final thing, is, again, just a little update on Ernie. He's doing a little bit better. Mr. Doucette is doing a little bit better. He's still got a long road to go as far as recovery and rehabilitation, but we're heartened to say that he's made some progress, and we hope that, this is Mr. Doucette, former member of the board, a longtime member of the board, who suffered a series of setbacks here in the last month or so, and again, we continue to wish him very well in a speedy recovery, and our prayers and thoughts are with he and Alice and his family. With that, I will entertain a motion. Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Rose.
Yes, also a Bill Nason, retired police officer, and was in the last Timberley, he had a brain tumor, and I believe it was successfully removed, but I don't know the prognosis at this point totally, but I'm sure that he would use our prayers and thoughts, and wish him a speedy recovery.
Well, absolutely. Officer Nason was with us for, I don't know how many years, 30
Long time.
30 some odd years, a long time, and I wasn't aware of that. So, yeah, we wish you.
He is home now. I believe he
That's
went
great.
home today, but
It's great. And our thoughts and prayers are with him also. Anything else, Mr. Younger?
My report?
I'm sorry, your report.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Two things. One, the Board of Selectmen received today a notice from the Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission that they supported the Board of Selectmen and denied the appeal of the decision regarding the 28 convenience store. They supported the denial of the beer and wine license for this package for the store. They have the right to appeal to the Superior Court within 30 days of receipt of this decision, but as of right now, at this point, the ABCC supported the Board of Selectmen in their decision. Secondly, we received today, and the board all received copies late today, every board and commission, Mrs. Romeo has one in her mailbox, I don't know if they picked it up yet, from the Census Bureau, and it's their beginning of the release of the data on the town of North Reading. And there's a profile for the general demographic characteristics of the town. All the boards and commissions have received copies of this today. The department has received copies. Very interesting data here. It's up to date. Anybody who wishes to have a copy, please see the town clerk. We'll provide you with a copy of it. And I suggest anyone who's in town hall who comes by, please ask her for a copy. It's very interesting and gives you a better feel of where the community is now.
Anything else? That's it? Now, we'll accept the motion for the executive session for the purpose of discussion of litigation with the sole intent purpose of returning to open session for the purpose of adjournment. Correct? So moved? So moved. So moved by Mr.
Second.
Murphy, seconded by Mr. Rowe. This requires a roll call vote, gentlemen. Go into executive session. Mr. Muldoon votes. Aye. Mr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Rowe?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Thank you very much. Good evening.
And the Arabs call her Bilqis. The other thing is Sheba was not a country. There wasn't really at that time, even Arabia Felix is a name that was given to that region in Roman times. In earlier days, there were some city-states. There were about 4 or 5 city-states. From the Ethiopian perspective, which actually agrees with our study of archaeology, part of Yemen and northern Ethiopia were more or less a unified state.
So that is
And-
divided by the Red Sea, but connected by trade and by political relations.
Yes, lands in ancient
Discussion.
times.
I'll be just abstaining, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Abstain? Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? 4 in favor, 1
Abstain.
abstention. 1 abstention. Correspondence. Members, you have received a copy of the correspondence list. If you'd like to look at anything presently, be happy to give it to you. If you need a copy of it, you just circle your name, put a check next to a piece of correspondence you'd like, give it to Linda, and be happy to give it to you. Anybody interested in looking at anything? No? Okay. Legal bills.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve legal bills in the amount of $13,032.81 as follows. Copman and Page, General, $9,282.81. Copman and Page, Labor, $3,750, totaling $13,032.81.
Second. Seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? This way, we should be out of here in about 12 minutes.
Come on, you might break the record.
Fair enough. Well, we didn't get to all the new business yet.
Yeah, I know. Well, I won't say it.
The next item on the agenda is scheduled for an 8 o'clock public hearing that we publicize. I don't know, is that something that we have to keep to the time, Tom, or?
I would keep to that at this point because I think when you go through the rest of it, you'll reach the 8 o'clock.
Next item, discuss community service network letter, soft second loan program. I got a call at my home a few weeks ago in relation to the town's participation in a soft second loan program. I know Mr. Murphy's probably familiar with it. And what it does is that it provides the opportunity for residents of the town of North Reading with requisite income levels to participate in soft second mortgages for the purchase of homes. Usually it's first-time home buyers with low and moderate income available income levels. And someone had just contacted me and said, she was researching it, looking to purchase a home in North Reading, and found out that North Reading was not one of the communities participating in the program. So I contacted the town administrator, and I also asked her to fax the information over to the town administrator and have Tom look at the information and give a report to the board. But there is no commitment on the financial commitment on the part of the community to participate. It's just basically takes the inaction of the board, I believe. And Tom, if you want to give us an update as to
That's correct. No funds flow through the town at all. Basically, in this case, it'd be the Ready Cooperative Bank is the bank that we work in this program with the community servicing Network Incorporated. The other communities involved